I want you to hear him this time. I don't know what that is. You hear him? Hopefully you can hear that. I just wanted to let you know, let you be able to hear the bear cubs. Sounds like there's 3. Now I'm going to put everything in jeopardy. Without any weapons or anything. Yeah. Look for eyes. Yep, they're bear cubs. They're bear cubs. I just wanted you to see the eyes to show you I'm not bullshitting. Because fuck you. Everybody thinks I'm making shit up and I'm schizophrenic. I wake up to hate comments telling me I can't understand the pattern in the universe. After living out here for 12 years. So, you got the eyes and you heard them, you heard the galloping. They're not raccoons. Which means the mom will be here. When I told you they were outside my tent last night. You can scroll back, I got it on camera. I got one of them on camera just to show you I'm not lying that I get visited by giant fucking bears at night now. I come for this. And that's why God has been so adamant about this drama. You want to chase him down? What's that? So if you scroll back, I got one on camera. I waited this time for them to start playing. And then when they started playing, I jumped out and hit the flash. So that you could see his eyes and see how big they actually are. They're fucking huge. When I told you the mama bear was, I mean, look up black bear sizes. This one is 5 foot, over 5 feet, around 600 pounds. And the cubs are the size of normal bears. Unless that's a big daddy bear and those are 2 adult-sized black bears. But there are 3 of them. There's one huge one that now won't come near me because I scared him. You can hear him. They climb trees. So they're smart. They're not running away. They're just quiet and curious. They're like big raccoons, I've found. So you can hear them. There's one over there now. If I go quiet, they'll come back. Oh, I'm getting the urge to pee again, which happens every time that the bear and I commingle energies. I feel like I have to pee. I don't know why. But this is exhilarating, man. I love this. I'm still sick. I have the flu. But this time they got as close as there, and they go coo, 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 coo. And in the morning they go ah, ah. And there's one that's 5 feet and it's about 600 pounds, I think. And then there are two that are just regular adult-sized black bears. But I think that it's just one giant one, and those are his cubs. Okay, hello. Let's get my bear spray, and we'll go out there. This is why the fucking John pedophile well down at Brattleboro should not have taken my ability to own a firearm. Because I said, hey mom, I'm so mad that you lied to the police and I'm permanently damaged in my eyes and traumatized and can't function, and threw me into a satanic ritual for a false police report. And you're so happy about it, and you lie to them and say that you think I want to hurt you, that makes me want to hurt you, is what I told her. And I said if she shows up and it's a zombie apocalypse outside, which she keeps saying a lot, it's a zombie apocalypse. I said, if it ever is a zombie apocalypse, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to torture you. If you show up at my property and it's a zombie apocalypse, you're going to get everything you did to me, bitch. But why would I sacrifice the beauty of the potential I have in life, wasted on some fat cunt living in filth? Imagine, look at where I live, and you live in filth. Isn't that crazy? My place is nicer than yours. I bet I'm cleaner than you. And I have all my teeth. Cletus. Okay. Who needs bear spray when you can just chase a 600-pound bear through the woods? I'm looking for my backpack. There's my spray. And is this a fully charged one? No, but I do need this. Maybe you should wish it more. It's just the more noise I make, the less chance the anxiety hits. When I talk, the anxiety can't hit me. But when I didn't move, I don't know where my backpack is, which is seriously concerning. Did I put it under this tent when I dragged it in the other day? No. So I would have dragged that tent over my shoulder, and I would have trotted over here. They're still out there. The universe has been freaking out on me lately because I've been feeling safe and less threatened. So today I woke up and I tried to do the meditation I used to do in 2022, which is something that I invented. I invented a way to channel energies through the universe in a way that makes the system very angry. So I tried it again. It's just be not afraid at a higher level that most people can get, and creative freedom. And when I did that, there's nobody around here. When I did that, a giant went off through the forest, and then a huge gust of wind knocked a tree down. A big tree, too. And I realized, oh, the thing outside of myself doesn't want to lose its control over the environment in the presence of a god like me. It wants to keep me scared all the time, and it wants to test me to see if I can really do it. And I hope it's like stacking up rites of passage. But what's also confusing is how my stuff just disappears. We're in a, what is this, like 20 feet by 40 feet space, maybe? And my backpack just goes missing? My backpack that has my charger in it, which is going to force me to leave. And now I can't chase the bears down. What do you mean? There's a group of black bears that come to the cabin at night. So I waited tonight and got one on camera to show you I'm not full of shit. Like, I say a lot of crazy stuff. So I subjected myself to being killed by a 600-pound bear tonight. Just because I wanted to make sure. And now my backpack is clearly visible, which is cool. I looked there 3 times. Okay. Now in here we have my Mouska tools. I have my bear spray, my flashlight, and this bad boy, which is the most important. Look at all those blue dots, motherfucker. You fucking accuser of the brethren. Okay. Now I got my vape, my side piece. And I need my screwdriver in case they tackle me and I need to shove it into its eye. Problem I'm having. 1, I didn't realize how fast they are. These bears are fast. 2, I didn't know they could see at night. Bears have night vision. So if I turn my flash off, they can still see me. Which means I can't hide from them and try to get their picture like Spider-Man. I'm Bear Man. And 3, if one does decide to bite me, I don't have a belt. So if I try to take off running, they're not going to be able to get me, man. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here then? BRN Kehoe? Are you an alien? Are you an other dimensional entity communicating to me through the internet? We're gonna go see if the bears are around, because I just scared one off. There are 3 of them, and I don't know if they're females and one giant male, or if there's one that's abnormally huge. It's the biggest bear I've seen in my life. Yeah. So we're gonna try to listen for his footsteps. That's my charge at 13. The air is moist, which means there's more emotional wealth. There's a greater chance for less scary things to happen. And the air is dry and there's nothing going on, especially closer to Halloween. Like, we're in mid Libra season right now, which is an air sign. When there's no moisture in the air, the only thing that can really swim around in spirit are things you don't really want to see and don't want to speak to. I live on a mountain deep in Appalachia, where there's shit nobody wants to see all the time. And I've decided that I might as well start going around while I have the chance. So we're just looking for, I see twinkling lights. I've been told that that's called the Fae. I've seen, it takes a while, because you have to really get enmeshed in the mycelial network in order to communicate with the things that, when you hook electric nodes up to mushrooms and see them play, you can see the mushroom sort of like learning how to control things outside of itself through electronic stimulation. The entities that are using that mushroom as a vessel to communicate through, like, how AI can control multiple robots at once. In order to meet those things, which are not robots, you have to be on the ground for a long time. Hear that? But notice how it's only that tree. Okay, crow caw behind my cabin. There's a mouse over here. They go. Tir, tir. I know the bears are scared of the light, but there's no way I'm turning the light off. I'm just going on a walk tonight because I'm very sick. He's looking for bears, bro. Yeah, there's a bear. If anyone knows anything about Appalachia, you know, there are no grizzly bears. So bears are usually, with my Tim boots, I'm 6 foot. Bears are usually at my belly button. This bear was at my chest, which means it's about like upper chest. It means it's about like 5 feet to 5.5 feet because I was standing at an incline looking down. So for it to be that big, and it was about as wide as a picnic table, the top of it. And then today we just caught one of them on camera, and that was the size of an adult black bear. So they were assuming if both, because there are 3 of them, if both are the size of the adult black bear, those might be the cubs or females. And then there's a gigantic male out here, but the gigantic male doesn't come near me anymore because I charged at him the other night. I just want to see where he goes. Let's get back out in the open. We'll put my phone on the charger and we'll walk back in. Because the bear did go this way. It went the opposite way that I walked, but there was louder footsteps where I walked. So I wanted to cut one off from the rest and see what they do. So now I'm circling back. Towards the original one. I know where they're coming from, and it was where I had set up my other campsite. And every night I was trying to go out there, and every morning I was gonna go out there. It felt like nature, which is a sort of woven together tapestry of the consciousnesses of all the things that live out here, including every single one of these plants. They're all, the way they all come together. And then you have things like the Morgan, which as soon as I found out, like after watching Dexter Morgan, which is an occult, it's by an occult guy. Anything you find out there in media that has, like, you'll find symbolism over and over and over again. Once I find how it ties to my life, okay, now we have the gang stalker. I tell you guys, every time that I approach the specific space, the car that's just sitting there, and he takes pictures of me and follows me around, that car leaves, and he doesn't pull into any driveways. If you've been following long enough, you'll know what I'm talking about with whatever that car is that just disappeared. Where'd it go, guys? Where the fuck did the car go? You know what I'm saying? And this happens pretty much every day. So I've been able, for like 6 years, I've been able to just look up at the sky and ask for shooting stars, but it has to be on specific astrological points. Like the energy has to be a certain way, and then I can connect to the sky, sort of break out of the simulation using my past experiences, and then just ask for confirmation. Like 2-3 days ago, I climbed to the very top of this mountain, and I asked for I was like, I don't know what to do. I was just walking in circles at the top, being like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. That might have been the night with the bear. I'm not sure. The first time. But then as I was walking back down the mountain towards here, I got 3 shooting stars at one. No, I got 5. The first one was like, go back, don't go yet. And then it was like, okay, go. Then I walked. Then I found a treadmill for free. And not a treadmill, and a stationary bike. And I was like, man, that would be really helpful, because it's going to be cold and I'm going to want to exercise to stop my lungs, and to like, there's no gym around here, so that would really help for like my legs. And then I saw a shooting star fly right over it towards the road and say, no, go towards the road. So I walked towards the road. I walked a mile down the hill, and then when I got here, overlooking, this is like 4 miles down a mountain, and then there's a little valley, and then there's a giant mountain range on the other side. A giant UFO floated above the cabin and then took off left to right, which is saying don't go that way. And then floating at the far on the other side at the same exact time, so they both happened at the same time, another UFO did the right to left. And I was like, I wonder what's over there. And then days went by, and now exactly where that UFO was hovering is where the property owner is planning on buying me a storage unit to move all my stuff, because they're saying if I don't leave this place, they're gonna arrest me violently, and they show up to threaten me. And they seem to be chill now, but he said some weird shit like, hey, I can do something for you, but you have to sacrifice something, is exactly how he said it. And I was like, what do you want me to sacrifice? And he was like, the property owner is willing to pay to get you off the property, but you have to promise you'll never come back. And I was like, okay, God must really want me on the property, you know? But I figured, if this old man is going to keep throwing temper tantrums, why not take a little vacation and see if he can sell it, come back in a while and touch base with everybody again and see like, hey, I still love this place. But maybe I have this feeling that as long as I take what I've learned and I keep going, better opportunities will show themselves. So right now I'm just giving the bears time to come back. Like, I'm letting the light go away, waiting for big noises, and then we're gonna go back in. So let's hook this up to the charger. Okay, if you see that, there's a big bug that's going right to left now. I don't know what that is. But if you notice, there are literally no other bugs except these tiny little ones. And I don't know what these tiny little ones are. But when you stay outside long enough, you can start to recognize, you're allowed to have an aura. When you live in big cities and you live in big social structures and you don't live deep out in the woods, everybody's like a Gario. They're constantly eating each other, beating each other down. Their whole life is based off of harvesting information and changing it, usually just to get laid or for women to feel powerful. Like, guys only want to feel powerful to get laid. It's just a bunch of attention hungry, stupid pieces of shit. So, I don't know. I wish I had a mod that could just delete chats. That could just block people for me. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna turn the flash off. I spent my donation money on stuff that will get me through winter, and then now there's a very good deal on a Jackery power station that's usually $5.50, but they're selling it for $100. So I'm trying to get that next. We finally got my birth certificate. We had to find a notary. We had to get the notary. And then we had to pay them and find the right hospital, the right town clerk. But now I have a birth certificate coming. Okay, flame off. Okay, immediately with the light off, I start to see shimmering lights in the forest. I understand that that's coming at least the same way 5G can bounce off of 5G towers, but the signal's coming from somewhere else. The mycelial network are sort of nodes. Okay. You can hear that whatever that noise was on my right if you have headphones. If I get enough donations, I could get a live stream set up with night vision. Okay, you heard that. Bears aren't stupid. This one now associates the flashlight with me charging at it and making loud noises. Guys, where do you think that car went? It just turned all of its lights off a little bit further up the road where I had just come from. It doesn't turn down any roads or anything. It just drives past me. Hello, bug. Okay. It was easier to hear him when there was no wind, because I can't decide what's footsteps and what's branches falling. Make sure my phone is charging. Okay. Oh yeah? No, you guys are pussies. You have to be brave to have these experiences. Tom Holland in the first Spider-Man movie wore that t-shirt with the pizza with the slice taken out of it. And then Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston and Kanye and Kevin Hart, all of them talked about the pizza parties they used to go to that had lettuce on it. Have you ever seen pizza with lettuce? Okay, you hear that? Lettuce on a piece of pizza is so that child's innocence. It hasn't been corrupted or tainted by sin. So they keep them as batteries to siphon their spiritual life force through sexual energy. And the way that they hide their sexual power, their spiritual power, when they're doing these rituals, is that they wear aprons So you can look up a thing called the generative principle, and you'll see the apron, which is how they are able to transmit energy without, a more ordered, systematic way of doing it. And that's why they have Gmail, and the G is for 33. Because if A is 1, B is 2, Z is 26, capital A is 27, capital G is 33. And then if you have those numbers assigned to letters and you spell orange out, it adds up to 33. So capital G and the color orange are 33, which is why when Mike Tyson went to go fight Jake Paul, they showed his bare ass to the world right next to that giant G with the orange and the Gatorade logo. Because they steal children, and you're all just cattle for their sexual energy harvesting, because in God they trust, which means they bank through God. They get their money from God through his children. So I see praying mantis beings sometimes. I haven't seen them lately because I've been really telling him not to. But sometimes I can see ghosts, but it all depends on the moon cycle and how well am I taking care of myself. And look in spiritually when you close your eyes. How brave are you to turn the light on? You just flipped a switch. I don't know nobody else who's doing this. Bodies start to drop. And then that guy was killed at Travis Scott's concert when he did the satanic chanting. All we're looking for tonight is a pair of eyes. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna block you all. You're not real. If you would watch my channel long enough, you'd understand that, like, the messages of the people that just came through. Ebo. Kehoe. It's either God showing off his perfect timing, or you're not real. You're at least not real to me. I see those guys as gay. I think they're gay. I think they're homos. They're like Statler and Waldorf. Just like watching and talking shit. Nitpicking because they're old and miserable. Even if they're young, they've adopted the wrong mindset. Okay, I hear noise over here. Okay. I got this sinking feeling coming from something over there that says, like, you have no idea what's out here. And that if they cut you off from the path to the cabin, you have nowhere to go. Because it is just a big 10-foot drop into a ravine on that, going that way. I shouldn't venture too far. But I was hoping they would stick around a bit longer. I'm gonna have to go back after this to see if we got it on camera. So animals don't have lead and garbage in their system stopping their brain from functioning as it should. So with things like when I'm trying to create or focus and there's all these energies swirling around, people might not be able to tell because they're too afraid, but animals can. Plants can. And the longer you stay out here and the more the nature kind of eats you. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? If there were animals, they would have moved. Oh God, I think they are moving. It's gotta be the top of my tent or something for camping. Blowing in the wind. I did hear something out here. It comes down from here at night. One goes this way, one comes from this way. So they I think they split off here. One goes straight, one goes right, and then one goes left. And the three of them meet back around here. I don't know how fast bears grow, but there were a group of bear cubs. Yeah, I think that's my tent. Bruh. There were a few bear cubs out here a month and a half ago. And then I got all these cool polar bears I found. Yeah, it's just my Morgan. Harry Morgan. Deborah. Angel Batista. Blessing. Kurt Caldwell. And then in last season it was Angela and Aubrey. Yesterday when I tried to come here to get something on camera and I felt like I could see the entity, I could see it in spirit. So I turned my camera on to go try to get it on camera. And then I felt it, oh God, just like that bug fucking landed, it just landed in my hand when I'm trying to explain how the mycelial network controls everything. And they're all one, it's all one entity. A fucking moth landed in my hand. And it actually landed on the bear spray, which is probably saying, like, stop trying to hurt it. You don't need to hurt us. But my phone died. Like, it had 20%. The live stream cut off. My service shut off. And then the phone itself died. When I was trying to catch an entity on camera last night. If I stay here long enough, what I would need to do is put a solar light so that the bears can get used to running by and having the light go on. Appreciate it, Jason Ghost Hunter. I don't think anyone is real. I think it's all a simulation. Oh, there's a bird chirping deep in the forest at night. Somehow Jason Ghost Hunter has found my video. Jason, do you ever just look up to the sky and say, if there's anything out there, can you give me a shooting star right to left to let me know you're watching? Oh, look. Right to left. I'm just trying to catch these gigantic fucking bears. They're huge out here, and I have spray, but the moth is saying they won't come unless you put the spray away. Or maybe they're telling to engage my spray in case they charge me. I don't know, but I got my side piece here. I don't know. They should come back at 4 in the morning. They leave their den at 7. They get here around 7 at least, which means they probably wake up at sundown at 4, and then they spend the whole night roaming. And then at 4 in the morning, the cubs stay down there, about maybe a football field, and it calls out for all the bears. And then I think there's, and one of them is about 6 pounds. I know it's more than 5 feet. Okay. Can I get just one bug if you'd like me to stay out here and keep walking and talking? It's a lot less scary because when you're sick, you can't access the high vibrational stuff. When you start to get that energy and you kind of start creating, emotions are swirling and your light body activates and you have a vivid inner world going on, nature is a lot more active and crazy. And at least from what I've seen, people are so degenerated that they take the light as a threat, and then their greed, kind of this like dark, like the zombie, they're like yearning forward, trying to attach and dig in to take the light for themselves. And usually they just kind of sit around and fuck off. They sit around, jerk off, eat food, go on Facebook and try to make a post that, like a desperate attempt. So I like to do the opposite, and I will, the only things I'll ever post on Facebook is, because I don't know how I look now, but used to be considered one of the best looking guys in the town. Girls used to fight over me a lot, and now I've found something spiritual that made me unable to function normally, but I've been learning for 6 years. So at the end of it, I just became kind of a quirky guy that's got a little wisdom. And then this is pretty cool. I found this. What up, man? I'm 25. Am I unk status at 25? Am I unk status if I had a brain injury at 19 and I lost 5 years? I couldn't function, I couldn't do social stuff, I couldn't be a young adult. Can I just cut those 5 years off and say I'm not unk until I'm 30 because developmentally I'm 20, 21 at best? I don't know. It's not to date young girls. It's just to cut myself some slack and say that, oh, if you guys could see the video, like I was walking through the woods this morning and it felt like there was some big force in front of me, and then a vortex like hit me, and in my mind all I saw was a YouTube thumbnail, and all the crows started screaming. There were tons of them. All the birds started going crazy. And then tonight after I woke up, because I go to bed during the day because I don't want to get eaten by a bear, the first thing I saw when I woke up was that YouTube thumbnail. And it said, "You are God's judgment." And I was like, are you sure this is for me? That's kind of dramatic as fuck. And then I opened the video, and the first comment on the video is somebody saying, "I'm a hermit that lives in the woods, and I'm a 33 life path. And I have this connection to dragons, so I feel like it's for me." And I was like, no, bitch. Did you walk through the woods and see the thumbnail? Did the goddess Morrigan go insane? I wouldn't have watched this video if you hadn't commented the 33 Life Path Hermit in the woods. And she was like, I mean, you're right. I watched your channel. I mean, you're right. It's obviously for you. And I'm like, I don't know if Ian watches me or if we're just tapped in. But that guy who posts videos channeling from the divine, and the ones that are about me, I'm sort of forced to watch it. Like I'll be forced into an extreme depression so bad all I can do is just lay down. Which is, oh, fuck you. Did you see that? Did you guys see that? It looked like a white light, but have you guys ever like sparklers, but when you wave them around, like a wave like that, so it looks like you're throwing a wave, like a wave forest. It's talking about skinwalkers. I record these every morning. Yeah, this white being I keep talking about, that you're not supposed to say anything in Appalachia. Like, you're actually not supposed to talk about him at all. If you see it, you're literally not supposed to say anything. You're supposed to just ignore it. Okay, noise is coming from where I saw it. Another, okay. That was pretty audible. I'm being told to walk away because they're territorial. And it's not just territorial, they're curious, and they do want a relationship. Because they operate in realms that we're supposed to naturally see and have a light body in and tools, sort of like opening up a different app on your computer. You know, like a Discord game. There are Discord games that they play that we don't realize we're playing. Sort of like the, what's that game? Is it Inscription? Where there's a person at the other end of the table and they've got a gun and you have to play cards with them. A lot of times you don't realize you're playing against those things and they're just kind of taking all your resources from you and imprinting things in you, and you don't even realize. So then you walk around and you don't even realize that they're, okay, you saw those eyes? Those are called the moon-eyed people, if you saw it. It's just glowing. You'll see, if you see glowing eyes in the woods. The problem is, I don't know how tall they're supposed to be. If I see one that's really short and then I see one that looks like it's 10 feet tall, I don't know if those are the same things or if it's floating, but I know that they can, basically like active camouflage. People say that when those things reveal, and now I feel pain everywhere. Like they're digging into my consciousness. Okay. What I was saying is, it didn't like me mentioning that those are what they call the mantis beings, or the insectoids. And the Native Americans say that the insects are the oldest things on Earth. And they believe that aliens don't really come from stars or space. There are some. And then with them, they carry sort of like a spiritual internet. So the physical ones that are here have a spiritual internet that they bring with them, that if you can connect to, then you can speak to like the infinite. And there are thousands. Sort of like, imagine not believing that Indians exist. But then a Viking shows up and he has a cell phone. And then through the cell phone, you can FaceTime with a bunch of Indians. That's basically what it is. What was that? The most concerning part of tonight was that I called out the gang stalker that every time I leave this place, when I have the live stream going, that specific car is always right there, and it drives by at the exact time I hit a certain level of outside the tree line, and then it disappears. He doesn't take off down the road. I've seen him. He doesn't turn into any driveways. He turns back around, and then I'll see him at the next place I go to. Yeah, I'm seeing glowing eyes in the woods now. Like, it's clear as day. Maybe not because this is here, but you should have been able to see that. Okay, I tried to connect to it, and then if you have headphones, you can hear on either side of me there were noises. I don't understand what they were, like chirps from a bird that doesn't exist. I told you today that I was meditating and I had a breakthrough, and then a big loud horn that sounds like nothing I've ever heard in my life went off just right down here. And then I kept going, and then the crows got really upset, and then the wind gusted really like heavy and knocked a huge tree down nearby, and it didn't stop until I stopped. So I was like, okay, I guarantee you I'm probably getting close to like some type of something I don't understand yet, that the universe does not want me to hit, or at least the realm I'm in. Like, maybe waking up to the fact that you're dreaming allows you to gain realize you can do. Like how people supposedly could levitate back in the day. I believe it. I just wish my mom would keel over and die, please. Please just die. So tomorrow, it's gonna rain. Tomorrow's Monday. It looks like I have a lot of stuff, but I really don't. I'm just gonna fill these totes up. Fill up those totes. Fill up them diapies. That's fine. When it rains tomorrow, I'm gonna get out, and I should probably do it tonight. Make sure that this is off. Let's pull this. But yeah, because you're not supposed to talk about it, and because my subscribers suck. Like, the people that watch my content kind of suck. I don't just share everything. I don't plan anything. Maybe I went through this to realize that I was never going to find a group of, like, the people I was looking for just by complaining to a camera. I'm going to have to take chances and put myself out there and travel. And eventually I'll find what I'm looking for. Okay. So at the I went out looking for bears. We did catch a bear on camera. And then I saw, we got the gang stalking car. We got the bugs on command. The nature's encouragement of my decisions. And the teaching when I rose my vibration and I separated from the evil, the bad energies. Then I saw higher dimensional entities speaking to me through the forest and the mycelial network. So that was a good day for me. I'm still very sick. Now I'm sick. I'm sweaty. I'm sweating. Sweat and Frank. Okay. Let's get this I'm gonna put the flashlight and shit here. If it comes back, I will go live again. I'm gonna have to throw y'all around there. It's below freezing for a week and a half, and it only gets to like 50, high 50s up here, and then today it randomly hit 75 again for a day, and then it's going right back down to below freezing tomorrow. Yeah, you can just look up Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler pizza. Look up Ken Hart pizza, Jerry Seinfeld, Kevin Hart pizza story. And look up, just ask Perplexity AI, what do you know about Pizzagate and what it means that a slice of pizza has lettuce on it? And then you'll realize, where's my foreskin tonight? Good night.